Okay, week 13, writing essay, final copy. And this video is going to have the checklist of what you need to check before you send me your final writing essay. Okay, here we go. Right, so the last week's video, this slide was in that video. I wanted to show you the remaining schedule. So week 13, today's Wednesday obviously, but as you can see, I said this week will just be time to complete the final essay and submit. Right, now I had many essay drafts. It takes quite a long time to go through them. That's why there is a little bit of a delay with me giving you this information. And I know some of you still have not received your essay draft email back because I still have maybe 20 or 25 to check. I will make sure that I check all of those today and give them back to you. So everybody should have their draft back by the end of today. Okay? And then all you have to do is to concentrate on editing your draft and preparing the final essay copy. So that is week 13. Next week, we will just do a review and I will tell you about the final test. Okay? But this writing project is basically the last homework assignment that you will have to do. Next week, we will just review with no homework, and then you will come and do the final test during week 15. I will tell you all about that later. Okay, so this video lesson will give you a checklist of what you need to do before you send me your final essay copy. And if you haven't received the email reply from me yet, don't worry, you will definitely receive it before the end of today. Right, so the important thing for the final essay, the deadline. I know some of you have not received your draft back yet. So Friday, June 5th, that is the deadline. Okay, so that gives you more than 1 week to edit your essay draft, to follow this video lesson, and then to send me the final essay. No late submissions, please. Right, Friday, June the 5th. That is the deadline. Right, so I've just got a checklist here for you, and we're just going to go through these one by one. So number 1, make sure you have a title. This is my Starbucks coffee example. There is the title. Make sure you have a title, not too many words. Okay, you don't want a title with like 10 words. Make it short. In the title only, capitalize every word apart from small minor words such as a, of, in, etc. Okay, so make sure your essay has a title. Number 2, make sure your essay has the student name and number, class day and time. There it is on my example. Okay, so nice and clear. Below the title, student name and number, class day and time. Now then, number 3, make sure you indent all paragraphs. How many paragraphs? This essay should have 5 paragraphs. So you should have 5 indented paragraphs. So indent just means the first line starts a little bit in. Indent all paragraphs. Only the first line. Only the first line of each paragraph needs to be indented, which means it starts a little bit further in. Right, now that last one, indentation, that is also in the week 10 video lesson, common writing mistakes. So in many of your essay drafts, I was highlighting some mistakes which were in that video. The most common mistakes: incorrect capital letters, no indenting paragraphs, and not using block style writing. So if you don't know what those things are, you need to watch week 10 video, common writing mistakes, again, and make sure that you are not doing any of those mistakes. Okay, because those are the mistakes which might result in some minus points. So please rewatch the common writing mistakes video from week 10. Number 5, make sure you are using research material in your essay and you are using some of the language which we learned. Right, now there was a lot of language that we learned. Here are just a few examples. According to, for example, the writer, article, and then you give the name, says. You don't have to say exactly like this, but this is just example. But basically, some of you in your essay drafts, you were using research material, but you weren't actually saying where you got it from in the essay. You just put that in the, you just had a reference bibliography at the bottom. But it's important that you also tell us where you are getting your material in the essay. So according to, look at this example, first paragraph, according to Wikipedia, and then you can share the information. For example, when I buy an ice Americano from Starbucks, it costs 4,601. Right, that one was the personal experience. You can see there, the next sentence is another according to. According to Market Insider's website. Okay, so make sure you tell us where you are getting the information from in your essay. And then the last one. So my example is the magazine, and then I tell you the name, Consumer Reports, and then I tell you the information that I want to share. The magazine, Consumer Reports, did a blind taste test, etc. So just make sure that you are using some of the language which we learned in your essay to share the research material. Most of you did this fine. I'm just giving you a reminder. Number 6. run a spell check at the end to remove any needless spelling mistakes. Right, so if you are using Microsoft Word, it's very easy. They have it here. You look for the review part, and then you just click on the spelling and grammar, and the program will run a spell check. If you are not using Microsoft Word, well, you're going to have to find this function in the program you are using. But most of these programs have a spell check. Okay, so spelling mistakes really should not be in your essay. There might be some expressions which the program does not understand. That's okay. But just basic spelling mistakes, they're very easy to correct by using a spell check. Number 7, make sure you include a bibliography of references at the end of your essay. So this is page 2 of the Starbucks coffee essay. You can see the top 2 lines are the final lines of the essay, finishing with the final comment, and then you can put your bibliography of references. Again, most of you did this fine, but if you don't have it in the essay draft, make sure you add it before you send me your final copy. Okay, and I think this is the last one. Number 8, make sure you send your file to me correctly. My preferred way is you send me a Word file, and also please make sure you have saved your file correctly. That means save it with the title and your name. Okay, that is the preferred option. Word file saved with the title and your name. If you do not have Microsoft Word, well, most of you have already spoken to me about different ways of sending me your work. But if you can, please send it to me in a Word file. So the essay draft you sent to me by email, but for the final essay, send it to me in a Word file. Okay? Right, so that's it. This is a short video because it's just a checklist. The deadline, Friday, June the 5th. And just finally, I want to say your essay drafts were very good. You do not need to spend huge amounts of time editing. Just follow my corrections and comments that I shared with you in the draft email reply. Okay, so after you send me this, the writing project part of this semester will be finished. Okay, and if you have any questions, of course, send an email and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. And one more time, if you did not receive your essay draft email reply yet, just wait. You will receive that later today.